So this is the Good Ride review of the Snowplanks Asym fish. I rode this with Union Atlas, Union Falcors, and Union Stratas. And of course my trusty Adidas Tactical ADVs. To give this board a quick summary, this wood top sheet is unique. It's like a laminate, so you need to maintain it, but you can also get a regular top sheet, just a normal, snowboard top sheet. But I got out on this in some powder and some groomers, and it really excels in powder. In groomers it's a little different, and it takes some time and effort to get used to how it carves and turns. But all in all, if you're looking for a fun, unique, directional Asym powder board, this could work for you. Let's get into the flex here. You can see it's a hard board to flex. I'm gonna flex it asymmetrically. It's very stiff, but it's got some, it's got some dampness, and it's got some power. It's got a micro camber going on here. Almost nothing. When I lay it down, I barely see any camber. I almost see nothing. It feels almost flat to rocker. The asymmetry oftentimes Asym boards make your turning more symmetrical, because they match with the stance of your boots and bindings on the board, and therefore the heel side just makes the turn better. In powder, I didn't feel it really just jammed. But on groomers, the asymmetry just didn't seem to, like, the heel side turn felt different and the toe side turn felt different. I set it up at 0 and 21, and that felt really weird. Then I moved it all the way forward and set it up at 12 and 36, and that felt a little better. But you definitely feel a little difference. That would be probably, if you wanted this board for groomers, it's gonna take a little time carving. My heel side carves, I felt like I had to approach them in a different way than I would a normal snowboard, like my Dart here, or the prior Slash. Those felt a little more, they're not asymmetrical boards, but when I got off this and went on those, I was like, oh, okay. These definitely feel better carving groomers. But edge hold is great, very reliable. I was out in some hard groomers today, and it held fine. And it held in the past in those icy spots before you get to the powder. Sometimes you get an icy patch that's get all the wind, and then you get down about 25 yards lower, and then all of a sudden you're in powder. They held great in all those situations. The turn initiation was like medium fast, and very asymmetrical. It didn't feel the same on toe side as it did on heel side. The turning experience, I talked about this a lot already, very different but very doable, and I could lay out a pretty hard carve, especially on my toe side. And my heel side, I was starting to figure out kind of at the end of this. But even Snowplanks told me, they're like, look, if you really want a groomer carver, you need to come in and get something else, because this really isn't what it's made for. It's made more for powder. And the speed, this thing could bomb. It's so stiff and damp. And, you've got the ABS sidewalls, and you've got a pretty damp wood top sheet. So it's definitely not a plank, but it's very, not like its name. It's very damp and very powerful. And then uneven terrain, I felt like it powered over chunder really well. And I don't know if I'd really like to weave in and out of moguls. Just with this long tail and everything, I'd like something a little narrower, a little smaller, a little quicker turning. This is more powerful over stuff and really can handle that chunder if you need to just like power over a track, a line where everybody's just been, traversing. It can hammer over that no problem. But powder, it had really good float. It was up there with some of the best of them. I think it was almost there with like my Kuro Dart, and I didn't ride that in powder, but a lot of other powder boards I tried. There were some that are a little better, but it's definitely on the upper tier of the powder spectrum. It's really got good flow to it. And overall, yeah, I think if you're looking for a very unique powder board, this might be a good fit if you want something very unique and very different. And I would say with this, one word of warning: if you get the wood top sheet, this will last longer than a traditional board with a fiberglass top sheet, but it requires maintenance. And if you're not prepared to take your bindings off and do this maintenance often, then it's not going to last as long. But Snowplanks has an option for a normal top sheet. If you're just know who you are, be honest with yourself, and get the right top sheet that matches with you. But all in all, it was very fun, very interesting board to try, and I had a really good time in powder with it. So if that's what you're looking for, this could fit.